Yo, my people, it's match reaction time. Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 2. Obviously, this fixture brought forward from the weekend because Crystal Palace are still in the FA Cup and were not. It's another draw, more drop points, but that Champions League semi final takes the attention away. And that ain't after the fact. Going into this game and going into the game on the weekend, all I could think about was the Champions League semi final. Now, listen, our season rests on it. How I look back on this season, how we look back on this season rests on it, in my opinion. It could be a great season or it could be a worrying season. If we look at the league, worrying, considering how many draws we've had, how many times we failed to see out a game. Of those 13 draws, we had the lead 9 of those 13 times. And, draws have essentially cost us when you look at the league table. Amongst other things that people will mention, but way too many draws. Way too many draws. And, everyone panicking about potentially being dragged into a top 4, top 5 race, whatever we're calling it this season. I wouldn't worry too much. Teams just below us are going to both get some points and they're going to drop some points, like we are in the last, 4 games now left of the season. It's all about the Champions League. Now, listen, when I saw Arteta's lineup, I thought he's gone quite strong here. Surprisingly, he's gone quite strong. Literally, the back five, including the keeper, that we expect to go out against PSG at the Emirates next Tuesday with. So I was surprised with that. Midfield three, it's the strongest three we have. We're not going to have Partey ready for available for the PSG game. But Partey, Rice yet again, and Odegaard again made up the midfield three. And in attack, Sterling came in. Saka was obviously put onto the bench. I was surprised not to see Nwaneri. I just don't understand that. Nwaneri is the new star boy. Nwaneri is the one that has taken his chances, given an opportunity this season. The same can't be said for the Raheem Sterling that got the opportunity today. And if asked next week against PSG, when in need of a goal or in need of something to change up the game, hopefully not, because hopefully we're in a position where we're not looking to change up the game, we're looking to just see it out. Who would we want on? Nwaneri or Sterling? It'd be Nwaneri. 10 times out of 10. Every day of the week. So I don't really understand this far into the season giving Sterling the minutes that you could be giving Nwaneri, even if it isn't for the PSG semi-final or the potential final in Munich. If we get over PSG over the 2 legs, then for next season, more minutes. He's still 17 years of age. Minutes are going to be limited next season as well, because we are expected to be challenging not just for one competition but on all 4 fronts. It would have been good for him to get minutes in those legs now, when Premier League really is trial and error for the bigger fish, dare I say it. Well, the only fish. It's the only fish we have to fry. And we better fry it. We better fry it good. Because, our season rests on it. But, he went strong. Kivior header to start the game. Excellent header. Another set piece goal. Just before that, it flashed up on screen. 15 set piece goals apiece for both Arsenal and Crystal Palace. Top of the league in terms of set piece goals. We got one there, and obviously they got one back at the other end with Eze, and that volley from Eze was it was sweet. It was a sweet volley. To be honest, all the goals in the game were good in their own way, some great, especially when you look at both Palace's goals. But starting with Kivior, I think he's really, I won't say grown into the role, but he's really given assurances that he can cope in the role. Because Kivior's never been Rob Holding for me. Kivior's had something about him. He stepped in at left back last season in January, and he also helped the trajectory that, we picked up from January almost to the end of the season, obviously missing out. He was exposed a bit against Bayern with Sane kind of pulling him out a little bit and spinning off him. And from there, it kind of went downhill for him as left back, but he's not a left back. And to be honest, he doesn't have the attributes to play left back in the toughest moments, the biggest games against the trickiest wingers. Whereas Miles Lewis-Skelly isn't a left back, but he does have the attributes to be able to deal with those threats in that position. So yeah, Kivior, he stepped in and he's done his thing. And to be honest, he's looked more assured than Saliba. He's looked more assured than Saliba. And before I get into Saliba, and I don't mean get into him too much, I am slightly concerned that he's made the same mistake, not game on game, because we had a game on the weekend, but twice in the same week. It was literally just 7 nights ago that at the Bernabeu, we just got the goal, 1-0 up, Saka, beautiful finish. Yeah. What would you call it? A lapse in concentration, a moment of stupidity, stuck in two minds, not too sure what it was at the Bernabeu, but it was exactly the same thing today at the Emirates against Crystal Palace. Before we continue, people, yes, again, it is sponsored. It is Proton VPN. I don't need to bang on about them today. You should already know. They're available in over 115 countries, over 8,500 servers. What do you have to do? All you got to do is scan the QR code, people. It's there. It's been there. It's not just flashing up now. You've seen it from the start of the video. So go scan it. And if you can't scan it, then click the link. There's a link in the description and there's a link pinned in the comment section. Grab yourself the exclusive offer via this channel through to Proton VPN. You need it. Protect your data, protect your privacy, protect your security. Use Proton VPN, people. The only VPN you need, the only VPN you're going to need. Show them some love and we move. And touching on Saliba, like I said, week on week, the same mistake. It's just not acceptable. Considering with Gabriel out, we're all looking at him as the linchpin, as the cool, calm, composed figure in the back line or in the centre back pairing. Whereas over the last week or so, Kivior's been that cool, calm, collected figure. Probably a candidate for man of the match had we had won the game today. I think Mateta got it in the end, which tells you a lot about the game. The guy came on and scored a goal and won man of the match. And listen, his goal was, Eze's was a beauty. Mateta's was a beauty in a different way, because do you know how many times I see players get an opportunity like that where the keeper's off his line, they've nicked it or they've received a pass, but instead of going for the lob, they either take too many touches or they want to get closer to the goal. The chance fizzles out. Professional footballers should be able to dink it over a keeper, but we don't see enough of it. So Mateta, for me, refreshing to see a finish like that. Now, obviously, it went against us, but I mean, I can appreciate the finish for what it was. Saliba effed up, Odegaard way too close, and Mateta seized upon it, and it was a beauty of a finish, like Eze's. Who was it? Curtis said something about where was Jova for Crystal Palace's first goal. Eze completely unmarked on the edge of the box, but he still had a lot to do, and the finish into the ground, kissed the post, into the back of the net. Their two goals were sweet. Kivior's header, sweet as well, and Trossard's finish, I think it was neat, tidy. Didn't have much space to work with within the box, but that's something that Trossard has shown to be great at. Wiggled into a bit of room, and then weaker foot, left foot finish. Not the cleanest of strikes, but I don't think he meant it to be one of the cleanest of strikes. Again, through the defender's legs, like his 2 goals on the weekend, through the defender's legs. He done it again, and wrong-footed the keeper, and it nestled into the bottom corner. So overall, 4 quality goals throughout the game. It was 2-2. It felt like they was coasting it. I'm coasting this match reaction as well, because that game really had no needle. It had no fight. It had no bite. It had no soul. It had no life. It just felt like 2 teams with an eye on, their respective semi-finals coming up in the next few days and week ahead. And it just fizzled out. Palace did start to perk up a little after they equalised, and to be honest with you, they did threaten more so than us, I guess. We made a few changes, much needed changes, but really, in the end, the game fizzled out, and it's on to the next one, on to the big one. Not too upset. I've been upset about this season from a long time ago. I was upset before the season essentially started. When Sterling walked through that door and the news was on the verge of breaking, I knew that this season wasn't going to be the greatest in terms of the league. In terms of cups, luck plays a part. Who you get plays a part. And to be honest with you, in the Champions League, I don't think we've had luck, and I don't think we've had favourable draws either. Well, I mean, PSV is favourable, but when you finish, what was it, third in the group league phase, then you expect that level. But then Real Madrid straight after that, mighty Real Madrid, European heritage. It wasn't the best of draws, and me alongside a lot of other people thought that was the end of the road for us. But on to the next one. The next one, PSG, who knocked out the group league phase winners in Liverpool, and have turned it around since we played them. So yeah, listen, one eye on that. Well, I say one eye, two eyes on that. And on to the Champions League semi-finals we go. I'll be live before them, people. Obviously, I'll do a one-on-one, and we'll get an OGs done with Curtis. I promise you, we'll get an OGs done with Curtis and a one-on-one before the Emirates Paris Saint-Germain semi-final. It feels good to say it, but Munich final, it'll feel much better saying that. So on to the next one, on to the big one. We move, people. We move. Hit that like button, show Proton some love. Love for the love. Make sure you subscribe, notification bell on. And yeah, let me know what more you want to see.